Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Cherise and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
All right, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday, October the 7th. So I'm so excited. I mean, this time is like, oh my gosh, like, whoa. I feel like if I blink, if I miss a thing, if I ain't together, it's going to be January 1st. I'm going to be like, okay, where did the year go? So, So Cherise, how you doing? Loving your new haircut? Loving
it? Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm up here tripping off it being October 7th. And like, what in the world?
Right.
So I'm excited about being here with you today. And this topic today, and just doing what we do. Just happy to be here. You know what? Let me commend you on this consistency. Like, you know, I have to be proud for you and me on this consistency, because a lot of us, we talk about where we're not consistent a lot.
Right.
I think we applaud ourselves for being consistent in this space.
Yeah. And well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And that's good. It's so funny you say that, because I was just telling somebody, they were like, I'm not consistent. I was like, okay, but let's look at the ways you are consistent.
Yes, let's look at the way
you're brushing your teeth every day. Okay, that's some consistency. You know what I'm saying? But because it's really just what you said. Let's look at where you are consistent and talk about growth, and not just beat yourself up in that. And so, I'm glad you said that, because we have been consistent, and I really, we tweaked it. We started at 9:00 at night. Now we 9:00 in the morning, and then we've been able to do it. So thank you for consistently showing up. And you've been all over the place, and you still managed to show up. So thank you so much for that, and you for having the idea. I really like that we do this, and so everybody else out there, find yourself a battle buddy, a consistent person to get with, and y'all get out there too. And I really love it. And so thank you. All right. So today, our topic, let me tell y'all what our topic was supposed to be, and then we're going to tell y'all what we actually did.
Right.
Wait, okay, hold on. It's telling me it's unable to stream. I did something wrong. Okay. Hopefully we're doing it. And so as technology changes and upgrades, sometimes there are glitches. So my payroll had a glitch this week. So it's just been crazy. It's just been a lot of little glitches. So I don't know if it's just coming in the fall, really that third quarter. So third quarter, things are switching and changing and glitching. I'm not sure. But God is good. So we're going to keep it moving. And so our title today was Budget Like a Pro, Financial Planning for Business Growth. And I don't budget like a pro. I don't budget like a pro. And so I would tell you guys what I know I should be doing and what I'm working toward trying to do. And so hopefully that'll be helpful to you. And so entrepreneurial finances are, I want to say, a thing of beauty. It's chaos and craziness. And I only feel like I know one entrepreneur who's really on top of their finances well. All the rest of us are like, girl, we're just trying to make these ends meet and make it do what it do and put the money into this and put the money in that. And so, and I've taken the classes. I've taken Dave Ramsey twice. I've read the Profit First book. And so it's just about being disciplined. And I think one of the things that I wish I would have done earlier, which is on my heart to do, and I've been trying to do it for the last year. But you guys, there's so finding a good accountant, you have to. Finding a good accountant, you have to get the taxes done consistently. Then, but another step is actually having a bookkeeper to keep your books together month to month, day to day. And then you can go even deeper than that and have a daily money manager if you need it. And so I think that's what I'm going to look at next, is a daily money manager to really help me get everything together. And so I am terrible with my finances. And so getting better by the day, well, I can't even say I'm getting better. I have periods where I do really great, and then I do periods where I'm not so great. And so trying to figure it all out and manages as an entrepreneur. And so it is so funny. I was with my friend last night and she was like, I'm gonna do like you tell me. You tell me I should know my numbers. And so I'm saying, I was like, I do say that. I don't know my numbers right now.
Right.
And so so that's what I guess I want the conversation, my part of the conversation to be is calling you guys back to knowing your numbers, knowing how much money is coming in the door each month, knowing how much money is going out the door, making sure you're more positive than negative. And if you're going to be negative for a while, kind of know why. Like if you're going to say, okay, I'm okay, I'm just going to be negative for the next 2 months because I'm going to put extra money into marketing for the Christmas rush or Black Friday.
Yeah.
It's coming up. And so, but having, and I want to speak to you guys who are just like me, who will sometimes just put your head in the ground. Just put your head in the ground and not look at the numbers. And so having that, what I do know is for you to get your business to where it has to be, where you want it to be, you are going to have to eventually look at your numbers. Like you're going to have to look at your numbers and say, when I do this, this happens. So if I want to get this outcome, then I know I got to do this, And so looking at all of the different numbers. So, and I think the energy of it, of working on your money, and I've been so working on my money lately, like so working on it, which is why I think I'm finally ready to okay, look at all of the numbers again and really get it together. And so I really am looking at doing the daily money manager, because I think it's too much for me to get together. I think for me, myself, and I don't know, have you guys ever gotten something so messy you can't clean it up yourself? Like you have to get somebody else to clean it up.
Oh yeah.
I've done that. So I've done that. The biggest issue I usually do it with is my clothes, is laundry. I'll get so behind. I've gotten so behind in laundry that I just had to take it all to like a laundry cleaner, have them wash the loads and start all over again because it's too much. It's too much. Yeah. And at that time I was working 6 days a week. So it was too much laundry to even get done in one day. Like it was just too much. And so I could probably, at my best, I could probably do about 5 loads a day. And this was like, I probably had like 20 loads of laundry. It was so sad. It was so sad. So sad. Yeah. It just made me feel like a terrible American. Like one of them like greedy Americans, like, why do you have this many clothes? You ain't even wearing this many clothes. Like this is crazy. And so, but that's what I took to dig myself out of that. And I think that's what's happened with the finances. I got so many things and I've made shifts. And so, I was working the CVS part-time job. And so that was its own thing. And I got the tax accounts and I got all of this accounts. So I want to say it is okay to need help. It is okay not to have it together. It is okay to be vulnerable. It's okay. Okay. All right. Cherise, what do you want to jump in and say? I'll give you the floor.
That's good, Natalie. You know me. I'm always going to find a way to go back to like that inner work. Why are you there?
Yeah.
Let me correct.
Right.
I'm not pointing a finger at one individual at all. Why are we still dealing with what we are in the finance space? And I think so much of it has to do with our money story. No, I don't think I know. It has to do with our money story. What is your subconscious story? What do you believe about money? And, I've done a lot of deep money work. And, still, it's like you find yourself like, wait a minute, why am I not where I want and desire to be? And what are the blocks? And just being vulnerable and transparent. I knew for me, it was some inner block happening when I just wasn't pulling the trigger on things that I know how to do.
Yeah.
I mean, like wait a minute, I do this.
Yeah.
So why am I doing this?
Right.
Like what's happening here? Because you're down to the basics of, you know how to do this. This is what you do, but you're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, I have learned that, your systems, you don't have no systems in order.
Right. Right.
And that's just the key word, the systems and the organization.
Mm-hmm.
And while I did very much have that in order in the salon, I lost it when I came out of the salon.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be very vulnerable and transparent about that. Although I'm, going through a major identity shift in who I am, how I operate, how I show up, you still have to deal within on, okay, so you're going to show up as the person that you said you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going to stay showing up over here because you're no longer there? You're not that person anymore. So now the person that you have desired to become, you made the move to become that. Now you have to operate in it to become it. So that means, exactly to your point, there is daily money management. Yeah. Like, oh my goodness, my capacity has to change. Like, it can't be that same capacity. So it's just so deep, inner and practical work that has to happen. Right. The practical work is simple and easy, but if you can't get through to it because of the deep inner work.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think it's so many, like, money issues are so layered. So they're so layered. They're so tied to identity. They're so it's so much in there. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start. Oh, it's so much. So I want to say, I'm gonna
That's
echo
why I shook my head when you said with the top.
Right. I'm gonna echo what Cherise said. In knowing your money story, knowing what your personal money story is, know what your hangups are around money. Making sure you know kind of what your set points are, like how far can you get yourself. It's so interesting. I was talking to somebody the other day, and just how money works with different people, or what they think is important and not important, and knowing that it's just a shift you need to make. And so I was on a call. I was in a miracles class before. Was it? Yep, it was a miracles class. And this one person was saying how they can create money miracles, but they didn't believe in creating health miracles. And the other person was saying they believe in health miracles, but they can't create money miracles. And so the instructor was just like, does everybody see this? It's their stories. It's their stories. And the miracles are miracles, and miracles can be caused. So it was really a good class. It was really a good class. It is. And so Landmark Forum, if anybody's part of Landmark, heard of Landmark, Landmark, it was really good class. But it was so much about just your mindset, and how, and what you can create, and what you can do, and what you can. And so if you make $1 an hour, you can save. And we know people who've made very little money and saved. And if you make $200,000 an hour, or, well, that's a little high, but somebody out there probably doing it. We've heard people say, like, they can't save. Okay, but you got enough money. And so really figuring out and changing those mindsets, and figuring out what you need to do for that new mindset. Like, how do you get it done? So, okay. All right. What else, Cherise?
So I think this would be a good place, because I always like to hear your thought process as a therapist. How not having or having the money, I know what it is, two different mindsets in a relationship. when it comes to money? Because they say money is one of the, biggest causes of divorce, right?
Mm-hmm. It's in the top 5. You got it.
Okay. In the top 5. Okay. So with that being said, how do you balance that when you know you're coming in with 2 different mindsets when it comes to marriage? This probably speaks somewhere into, maritalpreneurs, but like you come in and entrepreneur hustler.
Yep.
Corporate paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah.
How in the world?
So first of all, making sure we identify what the differences are. You in the north, I'm in the south. You in the east, I'm in the west. Like figuring out what the differences are and what does that look like. Being able to kind of articulate, well, this is how I work my money. This is how it goes. This is what I know. This is what I don't know.
Yeah.
Then figuring out, okay, what's the common ground? What do I need from you? What's my most like? And so if I value security and you essentially value having the ability to invest and you're a risk taker, all right, what do I need from you? Okay. What do you need from me? I need the ability to take risk. Okay. Well, I need to feel safe.
Yeah.
And then, okay, how can we meet in the middle? And so marriage is about compromise. Having any type of partnership is usually about compromise, but the compromise to make us both better. Okay. And so I'm not used to taking risks, but through you, I can learn to take risk. I'm not used to being like stable and secure, but through you, I get stability and security. And so once we figure out, okay, what we need, and then what do we need to accomplish that, and knowing that you want to save 20%, I only think we need to save 10. We're gonna have to meet in the middle at 15, and keep having those conversations, and keep having the conversations. And so, because I think you'll figure out, okay, I thought I needed this, but I'm actually okay without it because we do this over here or this over here, and now that this is over here. I think the other thing is paying attention to your current language. Does it match up with where you are? And so I've had so many people, and they'll be talking about something because they're living out of a trauma that happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Okay. So let's say 30 years ago when I was a little kid, I hated coming home and having the power cut off. I hated that. I was embarrassed. My friends came over. I was embarrassed. The power was off. And so I hated that. And so now you're living that trauma still today. And you're talking about, okay, but we got to pay the power bill. We got to pay the power bill. Okay. And your power bill's paid 6 months in advance because you did that. And so those money traumas, making sure they're still not showing up, that you've healed them. And you always talk about that, Cherise, that you've healed them so they're still not showing up and driving you. I think that's the other thing with money. We have so many invisible drivers with money that we don't know why we do what we do. And so sitting down and figure, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing? Okay. Why is it that I can always buy $50 of stuff on Amazon, but I can't come up with $200 to take this class? And so was it a mentality? What's going on? And so I think with money issues, especially as an entrepreneur, you always need to look at yourself and say, why am I doing what I'm doing? Okay, I can't figure out how to pay this debt, but I can figure out how to invest in this coaching program.
I can't hear you.
Okay, I don't know why. I'm here.
Your volume just went away.
Okay, maybe I turned away from the computer. Can you hear me now?
Weird.
I did not touch my computer. I did not. You can hear me now? Okay. I did not touch my computer. I don't know what happened. It's just an odd day. Technology. I've been having technology glitches for the last 2 days. So something is shifting in the atmosphere with technology. So
it's very much so. Very much so.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my 2 cents with money, is always kind of asking yourself what's going on with your money and your money stories. How are you holding yourself back? Why are you making decisions that you make? How can you figure out how to do something, but you can't figure out how to do something else? Are you limiting yourself, and why? So asking all of those questions and continuing to ask yourself those questions over and over and over again, because it's going to change for each level, how you operate. And it's about, I'm going to say, hitting six figures is definitely a change in mentality from being at the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 level. Now you're at $100,000 level. And then the next big shift is usually from 100 to about 250. You'll probably need to do that money work again. And then I'm saying from 250 to 500, once you hit about $500,000, you got to do that money work again. And then I think you're okay at $500,000 until you hit $1 million. And then you got to do that money work again. And so I want to also say from that, entrepreneurs, making sure once you hit, I'm gonna say you're probably gonna be okay at about the 100 level, but probably once you get over 150, you really need to sit down and look at, make sure you're talking to a tax professional and figuring out, okay, what's the best tax shelters for me? What do I need to do? What do I need to get into? What do we need to be? What do my quarterly tax need to look like? But also financial planning for the future. So sit down and go ahead and talk with your financial planner. Don't wait till you over 500 to talk to your financial planner. Go ahead. I'm gonna say once you hit, I think you can be proactive. If your business is doing six figures consistently, go ahead. But it's gonna feel like, oh, Darnielle, what's Darnielle's name? Darnielle Jerby Harmon, I think that's her name. So she was talking about six figures is business poverty. So I thought that I didn't listen to her whole thing, but I know I definitely heard her say that.
Yeah.
And so, so I'm gonna say once you hit six figures, you need to, and I know it's tight because sometimes that's exactly when you start taking on staff and then your profit margins get thinner. But so I'm gonna say probably right at the 150, you'll probably have a little bit more money again to be able to go ahead and get the financial people in place. But you need to get those financial people in place. You got to. And they'll help you grow. Like they will help you, figure out and plot out some things and see some things, because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And so
and you believe it or not, you have, no matter how low that money is, you should still have the systems anyway.
You do. You should. And I think it's what was that? I mean, multiple things. To whom much is given, much is required. But if you can't take care of the little, you're not going to be able to take care of the much. And so really kind of figuring out how to get all of that working in place. And I always feel like business is such a moving target. It's such a moving target.
You said it. That's a good one. It is a moving target. Like that should be a freaking, that is, it's a fact.
Yeah.
Like people need to know and hear and understand that, because I don't think people do. And you won't know until you are in business over years and realize like, oh.
Yeah.
And I keep moving the goalposts. I keep moving the target as well.
Right.
So all of those things.
And I will say, if you are not, don't be in business in isolation. So join some type of business consultation group, some type of coaching program, something where you're talking to others. I have saved money and learned about just so many different little money things to do from being in community with other people who are entrepreneurs. Because again, you don't know what you don't know. And so I remember at one point I had, I think 2 or 3 different payment systems. And I still do. But back then I didn't know better. But it turned out as I wasn't listed as a medical company for something that I was in. And it was only through community they were like, what you mean you can't take your payments through that system? Of course you can. And I was like, it won't let me. And so it turned out I was mislabeled. I wasn't labeled under medical. And so you will only find those things out in community with people who are doing what you're doing. And so don't be afraid of competition. And so you want you want to be in community with people who are doing what you do. And so there is, and I learned my colleague, shout out to Arlene Rigby. She was my insurance colleague. So we both were insurance agents in the same office. And Arlene would tell me, there's enough business for everybody. There's enough business for everybody. And so that was such a huge lesson coming up in sales is we don't have to be in competition with each other. We can be in community with each other because there is enough business for everybody. And so I want you guys to have that mentality so that you can have these great conversations with other people who are doing what you're doing so you can sharpen your skills. What's the old Bible verse? Iron sharpens iron. When we come together, we both become better. That's why McDonald's is usually never far from Burger King and never far from Chick-fil-A. They're usually all in the same area because when we come together, we make more money. I think one of my newest coach, she keeps saying when the tide rises, all boats rise, something like that. I don't have the terminology right, but I love that is, the tide rises all boats, something like that. And so I want you guys to have that mentality. And also, I think, man, something just happened and we realized, man, there is a lot of money in the world. I can't remember what it was, but there is enough money out there for you to get, for you to earn, for you to make. And so it's there. So whether you're trying to get it $1 at a time, $10 at a time, $100 at a time, $1,000 at a time, $10,000 at a time, it's there for you to make and to get. And so also please have that mentality. So really work on that mentality of money is easy for me to make. Money comes to me and through me. I'm always attracting money. I'm always making deals and that is out there. So, okay. All right. Cherise, what else would you want to tell the people around money and money issues?
Become money.
Ooh.
I know that sounds to a lot of people, but that's something that I have had to really embody. So I'm gonna have to give, some context on that. But when I say become money, okay, how do you make money, Natalie?
I make money by
I'm
offering
asking
services.
you, how do you make money?
Yeah, I make money by offering services.
Okay. How else do you make money? By offering services.
Yeah.
And so let me help you. So you really truly make money by being Natalie E.
Oh, okay.
Natalie Elliott.
Yeah.
I make money by Natalie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Natalie is money, right? You are money. Money is just energy.
Yeah.
But what we don't do is, and I have really, and I knew this very early on. It's like, hear me, y'all, please connect. Yeah. I knew this. I've been living this. Yeah. And I forgot who I was. Ooh. I am money. And I'm going to say it like this, and then I'm going to come back to current. But I knew I was money. I was money. Mm-hmm. In the salon, everything I did showed up as money, right? Mm. From the time they walked in the door and got services, from the time they walked in the building and wanted to rent the space, from the time they walked in the building and wanted to rent the space as a stylist, as an event, from the time they came in and wanted some rebranding or a photo shoot or whatever they wanted. Yeah. They contact me online, outside, in person. That was my money, right? Yeah. So I was walking money. Yeah. And in transitions, and let me speak to transitions through transition in business, through transition in life, like divorce, like death, things like that. Those things you will end up forgetting who you are because life will away, right? Yeah. But they get in the way and they distract you. At the same time, they are burning off layers of the old version of you. Okay. Ooh. So Oh God, we can't go this deep. I know, but
oh, got it. We still got 20 minutes. Go.
okay. So you have to know that those incidences, those situations, even traumatic situations are burning off layers of the old version of you to become who you truly desire to be, right?
Yeah.
So in the midst of that, you might forget who you are. You might forget that, oh shoot, I because I would play so small and I would never brag about who I was and what I had and what I did. Someone else had to tell me, oh, you've been a salon owner in Atlanta, one of the most competitive cities in the country, for 17 consecutive years in one location. What are you talking about?
What? Right. Right. Because when you into doing it, you just doing it, you forget. You don't understand. Yeah.
But then on top of that, when you're not doing it that way anymore.
Yes.
Life has transitioned.
Right.
Right? So
Right.
you lose who you are. And you forget, but then you have to go back and you have to remind yourself, you have to do whatever it takes to remind yourself who you are. Okay.
Yeah.
So that you can continue to become who you are. I am money. You are money. Everything you do is money. And be clear, some people have issues with money. Most of our generation has issue with money.
Yeah.
Money is evil. Money is too hard to come by. Money causes problems and issues. More money, more problems. Well, I want the problems that come with the more money, because I'm a problem.
You're going to have problems on whatever level you are.
Exactly. So we got to stop speaking into existence that old stuff that doesn't belong in where we are today. So like, you are money. Natalie E is money. Everything you do, right? And money is minute. Stop making money a big deal. Stop making it that big of a deal. It's supposed to have, it's what you have to survive. You have to have money to do everything. So stop making it a big deal, whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just be money in everything that you do. So as of recent, when I was, making this identity shift, and why I was making certain decisions, oh girl, Natalie, I realized I made an identity shift, but I was making decisions as the old version of myself.
Got you. Okay. All right. All right. So say more about that. And how do you make that transition from, okay, I don't need to make decisions as my old self. I need to make decisions as this current person.
Yeah, you have to be bold enough and have the audacity to make the decisions as the new version of yourself, because you're scared that other people are going to still think that you used to be. Still operating in who you used to be, because that's what we get comfortable in uncomfort.
Yeah.
We get comfortable in the struggle. Get comfortable in, what people used to me not having, people used to me asking for help and this, that, and the other. No, you don't need help anymore.
Right.
Because you are money. So that whole transition is you have to make the identity shift and see yourself different. And no longer see yourself as the person who struggles every month to pay bills because you don't make enough money.
Right. Right.
Go make enough money. Go do the extra things that it takes to make more money. So if Natalie or Cherise, I know once a month that I'm going to see 10 VIP clients. Those 10 VIP clients are going to pay me this amount of money. These hair clients are going to make me this. These consulting clients are going to make me this. But dang, I be working hard and that still ain't enough money. If that's not money as the old version of you, you have to come over here and operate in the new version of you and your prices or take on some new clients. So what would the old version of you do? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Wait, hold on. I want to say this.
Yeah.
Because this is why you do need to know your numbers. And so if you say, okay, I'm spending 40 hours a week taking care of these 10 clients. And when I do the math at the end of the month, I realize that they actually pay me the least. Then I need to do less of those clients and more of these clients over here, because I realize these clients over here take less time and pay me more money. And so when I did my numbers one year, I realized like, oh my gosh, this thing right here, when I do it like group supervision, like $300, I'm making like $300 an hour. I had never made that. Okay, I need to be doing more supervision groups. And those are easier, less taxing for me to do. And so I'm going to beg you guys to do your numbers. We're coming on the end of the year. And so go ahead and start to do your numbers now. Look what services, how much time did it cost you? How much money did you make it? What was the easier service to do for you? What energetically felt easier? What energetically was the money easier? Like figuring those out and really, really looking at like your calendar and the money that came in and how you made it and all of that. And so you could make a slight shift of, let's say, picking up 3 more consulting clients and letting go 2 hair clients. So 1 hair client, like, depending on what your mix is. But, that's such a powerful thing you just said, of like really looking at it and really knowing it and saying, okay, where am I now? What works and makes sense for me now? And so making the choices, the decisions based on who you are now. And I think some of us have to really work on that. And I think you have to really, and giving yourself permission to change and to grow. So I think some people will be like, but I'm changing all the time. But it's okay. It's okay. I've been watching Arby's lately. Have y'all noticed that Arby's every other month, they got a new thing that they doing? And so
Arby's.
Yeah, like they selling fish, then they doing this, and then they selling cheesesteaks, and then they doing this and doing this. And so I can really tell as a company they're trying things on to figure out like what needs to be their new thing, their new brand. And so it's very interesting to watch and see. And so, but that's a huge company. They've been around for a good long time. Yeah, that was actually my first job. That was my first teenage job, working at Arby's. And so that's probably also why I'm watching them as well, because it's like, that's who I grew up. That's my first job. And so, but they really are. They're not afraid of change. They're not afraid of trying new things on as a company to see what works. And so you got to admire that. So I don't want you guys to be afraid of change either. It's okay to completely say this business model isn't working. I got to change it completely and redo the whole thing over again. And so, and in that, sitting down and talking to your customers, like, what are y'all needing? What are you guys wanting? How does that look? And so, and that's a phase that I'm going through right now of having to interview customers and saying, or potential customers or customers who look like my ideal client, to say, okay, what are y'all needing? What are your challenges? So, because I'm missing it. So, okay. All right. I took it from you, Cherise. Hopefully I wound it up somewhere where you could take it back and run with it again. But that was so good.
I broke it down like that. Yes, I love that you broke it down like that, because we always have to make it more practical. You're really great at that. One thing I want to go back, reiterate, is you can only do that when you are bold enough and audacious enough to operate in the new version of you, because you will stay operating in the old version. To look at those numbers, you have to say, these VIP clients, they make more sense when it comes to my time and my money and my serving, right? Because to be honest, step on toes, when there's a difference when we are serving mindsets, right? There's a difference when we're serving this mindset that pays me this amount of money and this mindset that is paying me that amount of money, right? So where is my time more appreciated? Where do I feel more valued? Where am I making a better return? So if I decide to go over here and make more money for my business, okay, and be able to save, be able to pay the bills, pay the taxes, all those amazing things, then I can turn around and I can go help the people who pay me less more efficiently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
that's something you tell me, therapist, you tell me the difference in how it feels when, I'm helping you, but you really don't pay me my worth. And it's kind of messed up because I really need to go over here and get this money so I can be
Resentful, you will
free.
not. Yeah, you'll feel go ahead. Yeah, you'll feel resentful. You won't feel like your best self. It hurts. I've been there, and that doesn't feel good. Like, wait, what? You paying me? No, I can't. And so you're not gonna give good service because you're resentful. You feel like you're being used and taken advantage of, which is always your choice. And so you got to do something different. And you got to say, okay, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna do this anymore. This is what I need to do. Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you now that I know. Because I remember
baby.
being in session and having to just not having a good time with the client. Let me say that. And it feeling really, really hard. And me feeling like you ain't paying me enough. This is not enough. I can't do this for this amount of money anymore. I can't. And so it will make you not like the work that you love, the work that you studied for, the work that used to bring you joy. And so don't set yourself up like that. One of my coaches said, and so, right. One of my coaches said this: you can't help the poor and needy if you are the poor and needy. And I thought that was really powerful. And I was like, wait, what? And so if you want to help the poor and needy, and that could be poor and needy in spirit, in finances, in knowledge. And so you have to really kind of take care of yourself in that area so that you can. I would advise though, because I know some of you guys have such big hearts and you want to give back and you don't want to be like only about the money. So I would advise a way for you to feel like you're giving back. And so what does that need to look like for you? So I know a therapist, she did her way of giving back was she did all her speaking events for free. That might be a thing. That's not my thing. I know another therapist who did if 10% of her sessions were pro bono. So if she was seeing 20 clients, she would do 2 clients pro bono. And so that was her way of giving back. Have a limit on it though, because you will wind up, like if you don't have a limit on it, like I'm only going to do 2 pro bono clients per week. Then next thing you know, you're taking 5 pro bono clients. So you don't understand why you're working so hard and your money not showing up. And so kind of make it your thing. Like, I'm going to be all about the money in this area and I'm going to charge this and I'm going to charge this. And then this is where I choose to give back, or this is where I choose to give grace. And I think that's another thing is sitting down and figuring out what values you want your business to have. And so is grace, is generosity, a practice in which one of the values you want to hold in your business? And if so, how does that need to look? And be very practical about how that needs to look. I know y'all always hear businesses say a percentage of our proceeds will go to Habitat for Humanity or the breast cancer awareness or something like that. So that might be it. I think usually those organizations charge for everything. But the sock company, what's the I just heard that commercial, but they give away every time somebody buys a pair of socks, they give away a pair of socks. Bombay maybe or something like that. Y'all hear the commercial because I'm talking about it now. It's gonna pop up in your algorithm. But that's the way they give back. Every time somebody buys a pair of socks, they give a pair of socks away. And so that will help you get clear with your money when you figure out, okay, the one way I'm gonna give back. Okay, this is the way I'll give back. This is the way I live in generosity. This is the way in which I can be okay with everything that I make and I charge. Everything. So that's just one way. But okay. All right. Bringing it home, Cherise. What do you want them to take away from today?
So funny. I'm sitting here and I just got a email from Sunny. I forgot her name. Lady. She talks about money. Girl, why did the message say stop undercharging.
Ooh.
As we're here talking. So that's my message. Stop because you are doing a disservice to you and your business, your legacy, your livelihood. Stop undercharging. I did want to say one other thing.
Yeah.
So the women that I coach in the image and beauty space, they really cringe with me because I don't allow them in my space to undercharge. When I don't care. I don't care if you just started your image consulting business or your hairstyling business, just now are going into lashes, or you're just now going into coaching. You are 40, 50 years old. You are an expert at something. And most likely you're an expert in the thing that you decided to go start this new. I'm not talking, the day that you decided to name this new business and decided to become official has nothing to do with your value. I don't care about your LLC and your registration starting last year or 6 months ago. It has nothing to do with what you know.
Yeah.
I cannot allow you to undercharge yourself when you've invested all this education, time, blood, sweat, and tears into this, just because you're an official business in it.
Yeah.
Because for some reason they feel like, oh, I got to start low. I got to get me a couple of testimonials and this, that, and other. No, you have plenty of testimonials.
Yeah.
A lot of them probably came through your corporate presence, your corporate experiences. So go grab some of those. Okay, I'll go do a couple of friends or clients, colleagues for free. That's fine. Go ahead. Or charge them a little less. That's fine. But we're not staying there. Your public prices have to be what they need to be, because I'm not letting you start low.
Yeah. All right. So that is a great place. I'm going to jump off. And my last words are: get in a community where they pull you forward, where they challenge you to charge, where they challenge you to look at your money, where they challenge you to set financial goals that are audacious. And so find that community for yourself.
That's good.
Find it, because you don't know what you don't know. That's the words for today. You don't know what you don't know. So you got to go find your community and get with them. You really, really do. You really, really do. You will, I think, it's little things and little tweaks you can make that, as simple as looking at your client mix and figuring out, oh, hey, if I drop these 2 clients and pick up these 2 clients, my money doubles. Like, it's going to be things like that. But being in a community, having a conversation with like-minded people. When you are an entrepreneur, there's a pull for isolation because you have so much work to do on the front end. And so I want you to fight against that and get in community and stay in community. Okay. All right. That's my 2 cents for today. We love you guys and we want the best for you. And so if y'all need us, reach out. Y'all can get me on LinkedIn, DM me. Y'all can get Cherise on Facebook. And so we're just excited. And to all my LinkedIn people, thank you guys so much. I'm so close to hitting 10,000 followers on LinkedIn. And so we crossed the 9. I think we're right. Last time I looked, we were like 8,891. Like, we so close. And so so I'm a big push. So if you don't follow me on LinkedIn, please follow me and connect with me on LinkedIn, because I'm so close to hitting my 10,000 goal, which has been my goal for like 3 years. I promise y'all, I've been working on this thing. So, so definitely. So yeah. So like me, follow me, comment, hit me on LinkedIn. So hopefully by the end of the year, we can get over that 10K mark. I'm gonna feel good about that. So, but if y'all have questions, DM me and Cherise are both here for you guys. We want to support you guys. So, all right. Y'all have a great day. Happy Tuesday.
Audio Jungle.